Are you ready for some good news? God clings to you. The Christian life isn't about your ability to hold on to God. It's about God's power to hold on to you. The Book of Ruth is a story of redemption, but the narrative is as much about Ruth's mother-in-law as it is about Ruth. Ruth was redeemed, but so was her mother-in-law. Naomi loved her husband and her two sons deeply, and maybe too deeply, because when her husband and sons died, Naomi grieved as one who had no hope. When they died, her sense of worth died with them. I imagine she began to hear that diabolical voice of the enemy saying, "Naomi, what good are you now? What do you have to contribute anymore?" Maybe you've heard that kind of hellish voice. It's the sound of shame. Naomi's story reveals the anatomy of shame. Naomi began to feel hopelessly flawed. She isolated herself, urging her daughters-in-law to leave. She became bitter, cursing herself and blaming God. That's the way shame works. "Do not call me Naomi," she said. "Call me Mara, for the Almighty's dealt bitterly with me." Mara means bitter. Naomi would have died a bitter old woman if not for Ruth's redeeming love. Ruth empathized deeply with her mother-in-law. That's usually the beginning point of healing of shame, and then refused to abandon her. And Ruth saw God in Naomi and loved her in the midst of her bitterness. The text is so vivid. It says Ruth clung to her. I love that. That's the kind of God we have. God says to us, "Don't urge me to leave you. Where you go, I'll go. Where you lodge, I'll lodge." It's the most profound thing you could ever hear from God. God wants to cling to you, and that's the gospel. That's today's daily devotional. You get more like it by clicking right here, or better yet, subscribe and start out every day with good news. Have a great day.